This is the way it feels to move through summer in Lululemon. Iconic Align softness without the front seam. For our smoothest look and feel ever, summer won't know what hit it. Stretch your limits in the non-stop flexibility of the new Lululemon Align No-Line Pant in select stores and at Lululemon.com.
We
are
Cultivate.
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 Cultivate. We are Cultivate.
Hello and welcome to Ye Olde Crime, where we discuss the funny, strange, and obscure crimes of yesteryear. I'm your host, Lindsay Valenti, and with me is my sister and co-host, Maddie Stengel.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you for joining me today.
Another nice, actually pretty sunshiny, pretty day.
Yeah, it looks really nice out. I haven't been outside yet, spoiler alert, so.
It wasn't hot when I went out last. Things have likely changed.
Probably temperature boiling at this point.
Potentially, yes. Odds are high.
This week, we are going to be discussing the Isle of Demons.
Ooh. Okay.
Information was pulled from the following sources: a 2025 Paranormal Daily News article by Richard Clements, 2023 Atlas Obscura article by Shoshi Parks, 2023 CBC article by Ainsley Hawthorne, 2023 Mysteries of Canada article by Hammerson Peters, 2022 Library of Congress blog post by Cynthia Smith, 2015 Ancient Origins article by Mr. Reese, 2015 Daily Mail article by Victoria Wollaston, 2015 Southern Highland News article by David Ellis, Escafy article by Elliot, and 3 Wikipedia links.
Nice.
And as always, thank you to Kiri-Ann for her research assistance on this episode, and links to all of these articles will be included in the show notes. We wouldn't be here without support from listeners like you. If you're interested in supporting us financially, you can leave a one-time or monthly donation over on Buy Me a Coffee or our Venmo page. Links are in the show notes. And we make a point of reaching out to send you a thank you note and stickers to show our appreciation.
Want to show your support in a more concrete way? Pick up some Ye Olde Crime merch over at our TeePublic shop. We shout out whenever there is a sale each month, and we work to make sure we're creating new designs and changing it up whenever possible. And hey, thanks for listening.
Long before GPS and Google Earth, early explorers relied on maps that were part fact, part fantasy. And if you were navigating the North Atlantic in the 1500s, there was one place you didn't want to end up: the Isle of Demons.
Nice.
The island first appeared on European maps in the early 16th century. The first mention of it appears in the 1508 map of Johannes Rausch, a Dutch monk and artist. Johannes traveled from the south of England to Newfoundland in his 30s or 40s, possibly as part of John Cabot's 1497 expedition for the British Crown.
Okay.
10 years later, he was asked to draft an updated map of the world that would be published in a new version of Ptolemy's geography.
That's huge. He's just like going from, kind of pseudo guest on a boat, doodling, to like making a really significant impact.
Yeah.
That's like creating your own game and then having a big giant gaming firm fund it and make it nationally known.
Yes.
That's huge. Crazy.
His map, which incorporated information gleaned from the travels of not only John Cabot, but also those of Christopher Columbus, and Marco Polo, was the second European map to include sections of North America.
Ooh, so groundbreaking too.
It includes Greenland and Newfoundland, as well as a set of islands that were said to be occupied by demons that would attack passing ships.
Not great.
The map includes the following inscription, quote, "Demons assaulted ships near these islands, which were avoided but not without peril," end quote.
Yeesh. Not the greatest doormat.
No.
I mean, unless that's the feeling you're wanting to evoke,
Welcome.
Welcome, as in stay far away.
Should be avoided, but not without peril.
As in, get the fuck out. RUNNOFT.
However, it has been theorized that he placed the previously depicted legendary island of Satanás, also known as Devils in Portuguese, closer to the Canadian coast. In earlier maps from the 1490s, Satanás was depicted in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean west of Portugal, just north of Antillia, another phantom island also known as the Isle of Seven Cities.
Okay. But I mean, with volcanoes and stuff, the odds of there being something there at one time and then it being suddenly not there is totally a thing.
Yeah. A 1544 map by Italian cartographer Sebastian Cabot, and later one by Gerardus Mercator, placed the isle just off the coast of what's now Newfoundland. The island continued to appear on early maps until as late as 1556, when it was included in Italian cartographer Giacomo Castaldi's La Nueva Francia, which was heavily influenced by Jacques Cartier's many expeditions exploring Newfoundland and the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Giacomo's version of the Isle of Demons is depicted as a home to griffin-esque birds and bat-winged devils.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So a very literal depiction of it's just an island full of winged demon creatures.
Yep. It's very literal.
Yeah. It's that island in particular. It's just got a whole bunch of demons on it. It's crazy.
Flying demons.
Totally not a bunch of giant bats.
Yeah.
Which is what I would... Okay.
I think we're in the wrong section of the equator to have giant bats. That's more... Where is that? Flying foxes in... I think it's in southern Asia somewhere. I can't remember.
Yeah. But still,
Anyway, they wouldn't be in Newfoundland.
Yeah. A little cold.
A little cold for them. Jacques went on 3 separate expeditions in the area in 1534, 1535, and 1541. In Giacomo's depiction, the Isola di Demoni is much larger than previously shown, and this time it is located in northern Newfoundland.
Okay. So it's an even more exclusive, cooler club.
Yeah. It doubled in size. It was hey guys, we got so many demons.
Actually kind of cool. It was so cool, we needed to make it bigger for more demons.
Yep. It can be seen in its new location on a map that was published in 1622 by Jodocus Hondius and Jan Jonsson.
Nice.
But this wasn't just another uncharted island. According to reports, it was teeming with terrifying creatures, monstrous animals, flying demons, and bone-chilling screams that echoed across the waves.
Not as great.
No.
It's losing its luster a bit now.
Yeah.
Feeling less cool about it.
Yeah. Even before the arrival of the Europeans, the indigenous people of the area avoided the island at all costs.
Not great.
Yeah. Some said the island was almost impossible to find due to the near-constant thick veil of mist that surrounded it.
Also really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hard to explain. Okay.
Yep. The island was said to be home to ghouls and evil spirits. Those who ventured too far into the forest that made up its interior were said to be at the mercy of the malicious entities that resided there.
Okay.
Sailors who fished the waters near the island reported hearing voices on the wind and terrifying howls.
Not the best sound to hear when you see an island and you're like, oh, hey, that island looks really cool. Just kidding. Probably not.
No.
They're screaming.
It's just
no.
Full of demons.
Just full of angry demons hanging out.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Some believed it was a portal to hell. Others thought it was inhabited by the tormented spirits of those who had died at sea.
I mean, proximity could be either.
Yep. Either way, it was a place to avoid at all costs.
Yeah, not great, not great, not great.
And for one woman, this mythical land of demons would become a terrifying reality.
Awesome.
Marguerite de Rocque was born as a noblewoman around 1515 in France and had acquired an immense fortune by the time she had reached the age of 20, enjoying a life of luxury and privilege. In addition to her wealth, she owned a considerable amount of land, particularly in southern France, in a region known as Languedoc.
Sounding fancy.
Mm-hmm. She also co-owned a substantial amount of land with her cousin, Jean-Francois du Robiaval, allowing the young noblewoman to live a life of leisure. So she didn't have to do anything. She could just exist.
Yeah, she had a bunch of fun money, had a fun life, could literally do whatever she wanted.
Yes.
Which is kind of unheard of at the time, and especially with her gender.
Yep.
Like, you don't have to do anything?
Yeah. Her cousin, Jean-Francois, was known by many as a quote-unquote social climber.
Great. So good to be known as that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Who would align himself with anyone who he felt could be of use to him.
Awesome.
One of his friends was the King of France himself, King Francis I. The two enjoyed hunting as well as womanizing, which is a great combination.
Cute. Really love that for them. Great. Awesome.
During their friendship, Jean-Francois was able to convince the king to grant him the title of Lieutenant General of New France, also known as Quebec in Canada, particularly what would become Quebec City.
Okay, just for funsies, like we're friends, can I have my own city now?
Can I have my own land? Can I become a wealthy landowner and explore the new world on behalf of my buddy?
Of you?
Yeah.
My buddy old pal?
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially just what he did, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I could just like have this, right, buddy?
I could just go do this for you, right?
Yeah.
I could do it. We're friends.
Just pick me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to choose.
I'm totes qualified.
Wow. The sheer audacity. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Jean-Francois set out with 3 galleons in April of 1542, bound for New France. The fleet carried 200 colonists, in addition to livestock and equipment, to aid in his mission to settle the area.
Dang. He was like, okay, bet.
Yep.
Go have fun.
Yep.
Dang.
Jean-Francois traveled on the Valentine, and his cousin Marguerite chose to join him on this journey, even though a woman of means such as herself would have little reason to undertake such a voyage. So it's unclear why she was there.
I feel like early on it's got to be for money and fame, right? Like some sort of infamy or like promise of comfort, you know, like
who knows?
The reward has to be big.
Yeah.
To just like choose to be in the Canadian wilderness. Like it's cold. Even in Quebec where it's like kind of like southern quote unquote. It's still really harsh all of the time.
During the journey, 27-year-old Marguerite fell in love with a young man aboard the Valentine.
Oh.
Some say they married in secret, while others believe they simply enjoyed a romantic relationship. The full nature of their entanglement is unclear, but one thing that was Jean-Francois' fury when he discovered the affair.
Oh no! Don't be mad.
Some sources theorize that he invited Marguerite on the expedition because he was in love with her and hoped that by bringing her to the New World, she would agree to marry him.
Not great. Not great, not great, not great, not great.
Which, if that is true, would have meant that all of her fortune would then become his fortune.
Yep.
Which seems like something he would do.
Yeah, he kind of really likes that whole manifest destiny kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying that's true, but it's entirely possible,
but the odds,
given what we know
are
of
like
him.
high. Odds are high. Higher.
Higher than most.
Higher than most, yes.
If this is true, then learning that she not only didn't return his affections, but was actively in a relationship with someone else would have no doubt stung just a little bit.
Yeah.
Upon learning of the relationship, Jean-Francois punished his cousin by marooning her lover, and her maid, Damienne, on the first island they encountered, the Isle of Demons.
Great. Perfect. What a stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was icy, covered in forests, and the coast was a collection of jagged rocks.
Very welcoming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That welcome mat is just like, come on.
It's torn to shreds, but it's on top of those jagged rocks, man.
Welcome, not without peril. The trio survived on foraged plants, built a shelter, and were able to hunt game using the 4 guns that Jean-Francois left behind for them, as well as the knives, gunpowder, and shot. Although the Bible he also left for them didn't provide much in the way of food. We'll just say that.
Perfect.
They would scavenge and do their best to avoid the wolves that occupied the island by holing up in a cave at night.
Great. So great. Just wow. I can see the reviews coming in on how wonderful this island is and how great it is to stay.
10 out of 10. Would stay again.
You find that right cave, man. Who's afraid of demons? I still am, but I'm a little warmer now.
Yep. By a tragic twist of fate, both Marguerite's lover and her maid soon perished within a matter of months.
But she survived?
Mm-hmm.
That's suspicious.
It's unclear if it was from exposure, illness, starvation, or a combination of each that took the lives of her lover and her maid.
Probably all of the above.
Probably a combination, yeah. Marguerite, however, refused to die in exile.
Survived out of sheer force of will. I like it.
Out of sheer determination.
Mm-hmm.
She even gave birth on the island to a child that didn't survive infancy, only living a few days after its birth before she was once more alone.
That's so devastating. And the fact that she had to bury her own baby after giving birth to it is traumatic.
Marguerite survived 2, possibly 3 harrowing years on the island until she was discovered by a group of Basque or Spanish fishermen in 1544 who stumbled upon the island.
Insane. How surreal would that moment have been?
Mm-hmm.
For her and for them. For them because they're like, oh my God, why is this woman, how is this woman alone on this island? And for her, probably thinking they were a figment of her imagination at that point.
Yep.
How could you believe that they were real, especially if the language thing becomes a barrier?
Yep.
Odds are pretty high.
Yeah. After they were convinced that she was real and not some ghostly vision.
Right. Which might have taken some time, honestly.
No kidding. It could have been a few hours just being like, you real? Yeah, I'm real.
Throwing rocks at her.
She's like, ow, stop. And they're like, oh, okay. We got you now.
She bleeds. Oh, okay.
They rowed ashore to find her gaunt, half-starved, and clothed in a tattered and filthy dress.
Yeah. The fact that they even saw her dressed is impressive to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would have, how you would have done clothing.
Yeah.
Thinking you're alone for the rest of your life.
Well, you would have had to with how cold it was. You still would have had to have clothes.
What would it have looked like, right? Would you have kept your dress, or would you have changed it so that you could survive on the island better?
Yeah. they were able to rescue her and see her safely transported back to France via Newfoundland. So they had been there as part of some sort of Spanish exploration thing. And so when they went back, they were like, well, we got space on the ship. Like, we can bring her back home. That's no big deal. During their journey, she shared her sorrowful tale, including how she was tormented each night by the shrieks of whatever demonic entities occupied the island that she was able to keep at bay by the light of her campfire.
Terrifying. Because there probably was some sort of animal noise that she didn't know what it was.
Yep.
I'm thinking like cicadas or something, you know, like something pretty...
Something that does not exist
or even
in France.
Like frogs, you know, like that kind of wildlife by the lakes. There are things that, like insects and stuff, that like screech in the night.
That make horrifying sounds. And then when you learn what they are, you're like, really?
Yeah. And like, I mean, like wildcats too, like mountain lions and stuff. They sound pretty terrifying. They don't sound like normal cats.
They sound like they're screaming. Like screaming
they sound
babies.
like screeching children.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that would totally play tricks on your mind, especially if you've never encountered them, don't know what they are.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see them because more often than not, you don't see coyotes or mountain lions unless you're like already half dead.
Yeah. She also described days when the mist was so thick that she could barely see her own feet.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, it sounded like it was intense.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be so cold too. Could you imagine being stuck in a cloud like that?
Yeah, it'd be
so wet and cold.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it'd be like constantly walking through like
when
when you're being like misted with like a spray bottle, like you're just like walking through that.
Just existing in it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No thanks. Upon her return, Marguerite would lead a quiet, scholarly life, having opened a school for girls in Picardy. But her ordeal with the Isle of Demons would leave her forever changed. Understandably.
Yeah, no shit. Like, are you kidding?
She became totally well-adjusted.
She snapped out of it the next day.
I didn't see 3 people that I care about die. I'm fine.
Is this heat? Wow. And you just like exist in it? Crazy.
Frenchman André Fivet met Marguerite in Nontron, where she shared tales of her harrowing ordeal, including how she killed and skinned a bear that she described as being as white as an egg.
That's so descriptive. White as an egg.
So, polar bear. Terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Which you would never have seen in France. Those don't exist in France. No.
Nope. And being the only person too, like, who's she gonna confirm facts to?
Yeah.
The people that also have never been here and don't know what they're looking at and are potentially hallucinating before they die. Yeah.
In addition to natural predators, she shared stories of spectral apparitions and manifestations that seemed to torture and torment her.
Cute.
It's said she lived the rest of her life in Nontron, in the Château du Lemut. In contrast, and I love this so much, her traitorous cousin, Jean-Francois, lived in France until around the age of 60, when he was beaten to death alongside his cronies by a mob of Catholics who saw him leaving a Huguenot or Reformist Protestant church meeting.
Oh, religious persecution and beaten to death.
Yep.
Oof. Yeah, sign of the times, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. That
I love that for her though.
Yeah. I mean, like, kind of justice for her, but like,
woof.
Damn, Europe.
The Isle of Demons would be manifested again in André Fivet's 1575 Universal Cosmography, in which he described it as the biggest and most beautiful island along the coast of Newfoundland, even though it was uninhabitable due to the demonic presence there. So this is the same guy that went to visit her that she told her story to and was like, yeah, I killed this bear that was like white as an egg. So he included her story in this book he wrote with maps.
Nice. Which is incredible, because it would have never been known otherwise.
Yes. He noted that when sailors would pass close enough to the island, quote, "It was as if they were buffeted by a great tempest, and they heard in the air, about the tops and the masts of their vessels, human voices making a great din, but there was no form to their speech, only such a murmuring as you might hear in the middle of a public hall on a market day," end quote. So just like a murmur of voices, but you can't necessarily pick out what they're saying.
That's so creepy.
Yeah.
Like I was just trying to think about what that would feel like, you know? Ugh. And then with like kind of the fog and film of it too, like that would only increase like the hair on the back of your neck standing on end. Like what just a horrible feeling.
And it's like super windy, so you're like going through this area where
it's cold, wet, and damp. You hear whispers, but you don't.
By all accounts, the weather and everything is like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's like telling you to go away.
And then you're on top of that, you're hearing all these like disembodied voices
actually telling you to go away.
But you can't tell what they're saying. Yeah.
Uh-huh. No, thank you.
So what happened to the Isle of Demons? Although there was no verifiable proof of its existence, the island continued to be charted on maps for over 500 years, from 1325 until 1865.
So, like, it didn't exist, quote unquote. But it did.
Yeah.
Weird.
Some historians believe it may have been a misidentified location, possibly even Quirpon Island, just off the northern tip of Newfoundland. Quirpon Island, located at the northeastern tip of the Great Northern Peninsula of Newfoundland, is 6.5 kilometers or 4 miles long from north to south and is at most 3 kilometers or 1.9 miles wide. So it is a very small piece of land.
Okay.
This small island lies on the edge of the Strait of Belle Isle, south of Belle Isle. Cape Bald can be found at the northeastern tip of the island. So it's like surrounded by these different bodies of water that I'm assuming have different types of currents, which could add to the whole misty, foggy stuff going on.
And like the weird temperature thing, the weird feeling too, if it was like constantly hot and cold currents. That makes sense.
Quirpon Island seems a likely candidate given how treacherous the waters near it are between Newfoundland and Labrador, not to mention the extreme conditions it experiences in winter.
Yeah, I bet. Winter would be so awful there. Could you imagine with just the current difference alone? Like the pressure changes would make you insane.
And like the weather patterns would probably shift as well in between the two different.
You wouldn't be able to like grow anything or do anything. Like, yes, it is like completely inhospitable. It's crazy that like a forest even exists.
Countless vessels have wrecked in the water surrounding it until the Quirpon Lighthouse was installed in the 1920s.
Yeah. The fact that they waited that long, too, is insane.
Today, Quirpon Island is a barren, privately owned tourist destination managed by the government of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Nice.
Very few buildings are located on the island besides the Lighthouse Inn, and a few others.
That makes sense. Like, it's already inhospitable. We really don't want you to hang out here very often. So, like, this is it. Go home.
And it's small.
There's not a lot of space. We don't want you guys to be here. This is all we're giving you.
Yep. Visitors are only allowed on the island if they are staying at the inn, and the island itself is only accessible by dinghy.
Hate that. I hate all of that.
So really the only full-time people that live on the island are the people that run the lighthouse and the inn.
Dang.
Like, otherwise, nobody really lives there.
That's crazy.
Another possible location is that of Harrington Harbor, named after Charles Stanhope, 3rd Earl of Harrington, which wasn't founded until the end of the 19th century by Newfoundland fishermen. Known locally as Hospital Island due to its prior role as a medical center, this small village is home to roughly 300 people. Dr. Wilfred Grenfell, who founded the well-known medical mission in the area, built a hospital on the island, hence its name. It is also home to Marguerite Cave, which is a famous landmark on the island today. So some people believe that if this is in fact the island that she was marooned on, she used this cave to survive.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Some historians believe it could be Belle Isle, Fischette Island, or even Caribou Island. So no one's really 100% sure where she actually was marooned. They still haven't quite figured it out.
That makes sense. I mean, it didn't really seem like they cared at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And with it being so small and there being so many options, kind of, you know, it makes sense that it would get lost to time. Because I doubt she would have wanted to go back there.
Oh, yeah.
And show you where it was.
Well, she might not have even known either. She might not have
Right.
been able to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Many of the aspects of the story that made the Isle of Demons so legendary can be explained away thanks to modern science and observations. So the cries were likely those of hundreds, if not thousands, of seabirds that breed and live on the rocky outcrops along the Atlantic coast.
That makes sense. You think about, like, is it starlings? Like those birds that kind of like fly in patterns and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Could be like a relative of theirs.
So many early sailors timed their arrivals in North America for the spring, particularly May or June, to avoid the packed ice. This would have been the ideal time for the calls of gannets and great auks to ring through the foggy air as the ice melted, because they would have been
the ones that would have been able to withstand the conditions and stuff.
And have kids, and lay eggs. Modern visitors to the area have reported experiencing strange sensations, unexplained cries at night, and a pervasive sense of dread. And some believe Marguerite's lover haunts the island, or even Marguerite herself. And in recent years, a ghostly shipwreck even appeared along the Newfoundland coast, stirring speculation of ancient tragedies long lost to time. That is the story of the Isle of Demons. And which island it is, who knows?
Really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun one. Like, not super tragic, but like sad at the same time.
Yep.
I like it. It had just enough of everything, a little sprinkle of everything.
Mm-hmm. And I do like that there was an actual verifiable story of something that took place there, instead of all this speculation, but that someone actually lived on this island for 2.5-3 years. We'd love to hear from you, and there's a couple of ways you can reach out to us. You can email us at yeoldecrimepodcast@gmail.com, where you can send us story ideas, share any spooky stories you may have, fun gifts, or even just to say hello.
You can also reach out to us via snail mail. Remember mail? Our mailing address is Ye Olde Crime Podcast, P.O. Box 341, Wyoming, Minnesota 55092. Fun fact, we like to send out thank you cards with fun stickers you can't get at our shop, so it's worth the cost of a stamp.
Want to be social with us? You can see pics from this week's episode, bonus content, and funny memes on X at Ye Olde Crime Pod, or on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and YouTube at Ye Olde Crime Podcast.
Speaking of YouTube, we have a special playlist just for our Can You Crack the Cramp Word segments with our guest podcasters to see who can correctly guess the meaning of some obscure Victorian slang terms. If that's your thing, check it out.
So no podcast plug this week, but we do have a listener question from Carrie Ann.
Okay.
Would you rather live during the Renaissance in Florence or the Roman Empire during its peak?
What were the scenarios again?
Would you rather live during the Renaissance in Florence or the Roman Empire during its peak?
I feel like I'm less likely to die of a disease in Rome.
That's fair.
Right?
Yeah, because they were pretty advanced.
Pretty advanced, fairly clean, all
Mm-hmm.
things considered.
Yeah, they had like aqueducts and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd rather do that because I know a lot about the Renaissance. And I know how like gross and dingy and nasty it is, but I really don't know a lot about Rome. Like I just don't.
Yeah.
So I think that would be kind of cool.
Yes, I would agree with your assessment that of the two, being part of the Roman Empire would have been much cleaner. You could go to like the Roman baths, which are like their kind of like a hot spring type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a regular pastime that they would do. You know, they were fairly clean because they made a point of doing aqueducts and stuff to like get all the waste away from the city, so it wasn't like right there with your drinking water.
Yeah, so you weren't drinking it next, like the same water.
Yeah, I think I would also live in the Roman Empire during its peak because I feel like unless you were part of any sort of military campaign or were being invaded by Rome, chances are your life was probably pretty good.
It was pretty okay. I mean, like even as like a slave potentially, at least you knew what you were doing every day. Predictable.
Yep.
Hopefully. I don't know.
Steady. You knew what to expect.
Yeah. Whereas like with the Renaissance, I feel like you never really knew.
Yeah.
Every day was different.
One day you're posing for your portrait, the next day you're dead from the Black Death. Like, who knows?
Yep. Posing for a portrait.
All right. What's something good you'd like to share?
Okay, so my one good thing is kind of a gradual one. I think I finally found a solution to some of my stomach pain and stomach issues that I've been dealing with for years now. Like literal years of my life trying to figure out how to not make my stomach like feel like a fist is squeezing it to death all the time. But we started a new medication and it's been working, and I've been able to eat a little more, and it's just been really nice, like kind of that gradual. I have more energy now because I'm able to nourish my body a little bit better, like that kind of ease into health again. So it feels like I was in a downswing health-wise, but I'm coming back up.
That's good.
So that's my good thing, is I'm on the upswing. It's not like super great in where it should be right now, but it's close.
That's good.
Yeah. What about you? That's one good thing.
I got my new glasses. I like them.
I thought so. I like them. I like the gold.
They're similar in shape to the ones that I had before. And they're gray, but then they have like this little strip of yellow at the top. I'll include a picture in for social if you guys are curious. But my eyes are still adjusting to being able to see properly.
I bet.
So yeah, it's weird not squinting to read things. So I like them. They do have whatever the coating is to help with
anti-glare kind of stuff.
Yeah, like especially if you have astigmatism, how like lights at night will have that like halo thing around them.
Yep.
Yeah, the coating on my glasses is supposed to help with that. So
that's good. That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty excited. All right, shall we?
Let's do it.
If you love the show, the best way to support us is to leave a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Good Pods, CastBox, Podcast Addict, and or Audible. Links to all of these are in our show notes, or if you're already listening on one of these platforms, you know what to do.
Oh, and while you're at it, shoot us a question you'd like to hear us answer on the pod. We'll give you a special shout out and address your burning questions all at the same time. The weirder, the better. Submit them via link in our show notes or shoot them to us in our DMs.
And on that note, as always, I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Madison.
And we'll see you next time with another tale
as old as crime.